Students, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying massive shout out to every one of you for the support, the love you all shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video that is circulating on TikTok about why this happened in Canada, where they signed, where they wrote white only moms and tots group in Metro. And a lot of people were not finding it funny, not because that they said that they want a safe space for themselves. They said, you were just zoom in so you can read it, because they were like, are you looking for somewhere your child can play with other that look like them? So they are looking for where they will not find black people and all that and the rest of it. Like they said, it's a safe space for them to be able to interact and the rest of it. Do you know the one that caught my attention? The one that caught my attention is that they are tired of being minority or in schools and in daycare. So now they are looking for a safe space for themselves. They actually know that they are turning to minority real soon. Oh my goodness, I don't know why this is very funny, but it's stupidity, for them to come out and create something like this. And then I love the fact that they are creating a safe space for them because they do not want to be minority among black people and all that and the rest of it. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard. And then where the attitude showed was where they have a WhatsApp group. So the WhatsApp group, they were talking about black people and using racial slurs. You can imagine people that are looking for a safe space that are now in a safe space for themselves and also brought black people into their safe space. Like, what the hell is going on? They are just obsessed and cannot deal without black people. I am running this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. I actually want to read all your comments. Let me know what you are thinking in the comment section. So straight up, let's get into it.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. Now, some people are upset because there's a new daycare that only allows for white people to bring their children there. Let's get into it. Now it says in the advertisement, join us for whites only moms and tots. Are you looking for somewhere your children can play with others that look like them? Are they tired of being a minority in their schools or daycares? Escape forced diversity and join other proud parents of European children as we create an atmosphere in which our kids can feel like they belong. Invest in your child's sense of well-being and racial identity by giving them the gift of time spent amongst their own people, because they deserve it. Now, Mayor Brad West called this vile and garbage. Well, I disagree. I absolutely disagree. I don't think it's vile or garbage. In fact, I love it. I absolutely love it. You see, because the type of parents who would send their children to something like this, well, they obviously don't like people who look like me and perhaps other people who don't look like them as well. And so with that all being said, these are the parents that tend to raise children who don't like other children who don't look like them. Like the children who, put the little boy of my skin tone in the locker at school and threw bananas at him and called him monkey. And, or like the group of children who had a fake slave auction. Okay, where they had children of my skin tone stripped down to their undies and then they humiliated them. Or like the group of kids who invited a child of my skin tone to the home for a sleepover and then made him drink bodily fluids. Okay, so with that all being said, I absolutely love this. I think this is absolutely great. You see, if you don't want to be around people that are not like you, then you should absolutely separate yourself from them. And if you don't want your children to be around those people's children, then you should do just the same. So I have no problem with this. In fact, I appreciate it because at least they're being honest and they're letting it be known how they feel. So for people who look like me who are upset by this or offended, well, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be, because you see, you're keeping your children safe from being bullied, picked on, called racial slurs, and all of the above. And so I have no problem with this, and I don't know why anyone should. If people want to separate, they should absolutely do so and feel free with doing that, okay? And here's the thing. Back during the civil rights movement, a lot of our people, fought so desperately to get into places and spaces where they were not welcome, where they were not wanted. Okay? Why would you do that? If someone doesn't want you in their place and space, then remove yourself. Don't go there. But don't try to force yourself into places amongst people who don't want you around. So for those of you who look like me, please don't complain about this. This is a good thing. They're letting you know that they don't want to be around you and they don't want their children around the likes of you. It's like what Biden said when he said he didn't want his children growing up in a racial jungle when they were integrating the schools. So, like I said, this is a good thing. So now you know how they really feel. With that all been said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Have you seen this video out of British Columbia where somebody posted a sign at a bus stop for a whites-only mom and tots group? And it says, are you looking for somewhere your children can play with others that look like them? Are they tired of being a minority in their school or daycare? Escape forced diversity and join other proud parents of European children as we create an atmosphere in which our kids can feel like they belong. When you go to the website that's on this flyer, which is for a Telegram group that allows you to send encrypted messages. Now, somebody took screenshots of what the group was saying, and they're saying stuff like this, that they don't like black people and they let their kids say the N-word. And other races complaining about their rent prices and blaming it on Chinese people and Indian people. This is absolutely hateful, and they're hiding behind the fact like, oh, we're doing this for the children. You're teaching your children racism. You're raising the next generation of racists. These people don't want a dog whistle. They want a group where they can say the quiet parts just out loud. This is horrendous, and I hope all these people in this Telegram group are exposed and lose their jobs.
So there's a lot of discussion about this sign that's being left around the metro area of Vancouver, Canada. But one of the conversations that is happening is this idea of spaces. Who gets to have them? Who gets to create them? What our spaces mean to us? Pause. Can we laugh about this escaped forced diversity? Okay, back to our conversation. People are asking me, what's the difference between this and someone from a marginalized community creating this sort of same space? Aren't they both exclusionary? Aren't they both racist? Well, not quite. What people who ask these types of questions often miss is the experiences of being a marginalized person from a marginalized community existing in a marginalized body, and the constant reminder that you are not the standard, you are not normal, you are not the baseline, that the majority of spaces created were created for white folks. At best, you are a sprinkle of diversity. At worst, like seen on that flyer, you're not even wanted. So when marginalized people create our own spaces, it is for us to get out of that marginalization and just exist as human beings. Very different.
Posters for whites-only moms and tots group found in Canada neighborhood stir outrage. My opinion. Thank you, Ashley Hopeful, for sending me this article. Now, here's my opinion, and I might be in the minority on this one. Get it? The minority. I'm here all week, folks. Anyway, I personally don't have a problem with this, and I'll tell you why in the form of a question. Okay, would you rather go somewhere where you feel you're not welcome or go somewhere where you know you're not welcome? Me personally, I'd rather know I'm not welcome. Like, I don't want to be hanging out with my white friends and they're all like, hey, Steve, we're going camping this weekend in the woods. Come with us. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. And I get there and I'm the only black person there. And next thing you know, 24 hours later, I'm the one that ends up there with multiple gunshots in my back and my head's cut off. And the cops are like, yep, looks like suicide to me. Open and shut case. Case dismissed. Fuck that. Let me know. And this group is letting you know that they don't want you. I'm not going to read the whole ad, but I'm going to read a piece of it. And it says, and I quote, escape forced diversity and join other proud parents of European children coming together to create an atmosphere where our kids feel like they belong. Doesn't it make you feel all warm and racist inside? Like I can almost hear the gentle heart playing in the background. Boom, 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 boom. Escape diversity and join other proud parents of European children as we help our kids to feel like they belong. Wow. The irony is hilarious though, because they're like teaching these kids the feeling of belonging while also teaching them exclusion of everyone else that's not white. Got it. Okay. Now, what I find even more hilarious, wasn't there like a recent court case, or it's about to be a court case where they're attacking race-based scholarships because they're like, it's not fair that it's for that one group. It should be open for everyone. Yeah, so what are we doing here? Are we going with diversity or are we not going with diversity? Like, let me know and let the goalpost that keeps getting moved, let that thing know too. Because that goalpost is like, am I ever going to find a permanent home? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, goalposts. They're just going to keep moving you as long as it fits their needs. Oh, okay. Goalposts. And let me just also say something before I forget. So with the race-based scholarships, these are not like ill will, ill will is hidden behind it, or there's like a hidden agenda of which hate or whatever. Here's a group that has money, and here's a group that needs the money. So let's help these people who don't have the same opportunities. And yet the people who have the opportunities are like, it's not fair. It would be like if rich people see poor people getting free food and they're like, that's not fair. Why are they getting free food and I have to pay for it? As they're eating a fucking mayonnaise sandwich with $100 bills falling out of their pocket. I want free food too. You have money for food, so I still want what they have. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me just go back on topic. So as I said before, in closing, I don't have a problem with this. Listen, if you want to have your future Klan member recruiting, groups, because I guess they're starting young, their numbers are low, I get it. That's fine. You can have those groups and make those little private groups private. But if you don't want to see, just like how you don't want to see my black face or any other minority faces, we don't want to see your stupid posters posted around town with the hate. I'm sure you can find special websites, there's groups online that cater to your specific needs. Advertise to them, because we don't want to see that bullshit. That's my opinion. And you can at me.
So this weekend, folks in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, I think is how that's said. I probably botched it. But folks there found something rather upsetting at a bus stop. Specifically, they found this flyer, this very nice designed flyer at the bus stop that says, "Are you looking for somewhere your children can play with others that look like them? Are they tired of being minorities in their schools and daycares? Escape forced diversity and join other proud parents of European children as we create an atmosphere in which our kids can feel like they belong. Invest in your child's sense of well-being and racial identity by giving them the gift of time spent amongst their own people because they deserve it." And there's a QR code that leads to a Telegram page that is for this whites-only mom and toddlers group. Now, the flyer's real. Is it a real group? Is there actually a group of white mothers who put this up? Or is this just some shithead white supremacists trying to put stuff out there that upsets people? Hard to say. I mean, it's a Telegram group. It could be anyone. I don't know what kind of activity is happening in that Telegram group. What I know is people who believe in this stuff made this. This was not like a joke. This was not a troll. Someone did this because they want to send clear messages. And I think you get these kind of people feeling comfortable about this because other people who don't believe or openly support white supremacy are nonchalant about other things they should be taking seriously. Case in point.
Coaches say the Hurricanes repeatedly used the term Nazi during play calls. Beachwood officials informed referees and even threatened to boycott the game if Brooklyn players and coaches continue to use the anti-Semitic term. And at halftime, Brooklyn's coach acknowledged they were in fact using the word and issued an apology.
Now, they're not going to use it anymore. There's an investigation, all that good stuff. But play calls are not like a singular decision. It's not like on the field in that moment someone said, I'm just going to name it this. No, a coach had to come up with that name, and then the other coaches had to been like, yeah, and then all of the players had to be like, sure. No one paused and thought, maybe we shouldn't be yelling Nazi across a football field when our community and the student body at our school, as well as the school we're playing against, have decent-sized Jewish communities. We're just going to yell Nazi and think it's not really an issue. Being nonchalant about stuff like that makes people like this feel comfortable doing and saying these things.
Whites-only toddler group in Metro Vancouver sparks outrage. There has been shock due to posters posted around Port Coquitlam advertising a whites-only mum and tot playgroup. The group called itself White Tri-Cities Parents and Tots, which is promoting the group for others who want to join proud parents of European children. a group where they claim our kids can feel like they belong and where they can escape forced diversity. Before the group page was shut down, 200 members had joined. And one post in the group detailed that they hope you can all hang in there until we are all comfortable going in person. Mayor Brad West and the city of Port Coquitlam released a joint statement recognising this advertising as a hate-motivated incident, condemning the vile garbage. The statement also claimed that bylaw officers searched the area and bus stops once they were alerted of the incident, however no signs were present. They believe that the posters were potentially removed by someone else. The group's organiser nor any of its members have yet to be identified.
So, I want to say to white women, white mothers, I don't know what you think this is, but it's not doing what you think it's doing. And just so I can remind you, because I think you need reminding, the whole world is for you. Every space is a whites only space. We create spaces for ourselves because we have to. It's out of necessity. I'll tell you, when I saw this, I don't even know like the thoughts that went through my head. What I'll tell you is how Woke Mommy Chatter started. Woke Mommy Chatter started because I was a new mother. I was in a predominantly white community, and I didn't have that village around me. And I was looking for community with people that I could identify with and that my children could identify with, because what had happened was my son had come home from school and someone had taught him the word blackie, as in another, like a derogatory term for black people, blackie. And he started repeating it and just calling me blackie. And I thought, like I need support and my children need to be around people more consistently that look like them. And that's where Woke Mommy Chatter came from, because what had happened was I found a group for Black mothers, Black Moms Connection, which is run by a wonderful woman named Tanya Hales. And it was like a beacon of hope for me as a Black mother who was isolated. You white mothers are not isolated. You have each other everywhere. Every space is for you. You are welcomed everywhere. Your children are welcomed everywhere. You don't need a whites only space. This is just dumb. This is just dumb. So I don't know what to say. I think that, you know, doing this is to prove a point is just ridiculous. And I'll tell you something else, which is that before I actually started looking for a Black moms group, you know what I did? I went to my local mom and tots group. I went to my Facebook page and found the mommy group in my local area, and I said, hey, here's what I'm experiencing. Are there any other Black moms who'd like to connect? And I got kicked out of that group. Because I had asked to connect with other Black moms. And the white moms came for me. Why do we have to see race? Why do we have to talk about color? All the children are the same. No, they're not. And our experiences are different. And that's why we need those spaces, because your spaces are not safe for us. But this, everything is yours. All these spaces are yours. All the mom and top groups are yours. So this isn't doing what you think it's doing.
Did you guys hear about this sign? Apparently in Port Coquitlam, there was a group of white people that wanted to go ahead and bring their children together, only in a manner where there was only other white kids. And for them, they wanted to create a space of safety where the white kids could feel that they didn't have to worry about diversity and they could just be their white European selves. Not quite sure. So clearly this had a lot of backlash There was signs posted around the city. The group actually grew pretty fast, upwards of 200 people. And then the mayor and then residents in that town dissembled this very quickly. It's very interesting that in modern day times, we're kind of seeing a repeat in history where we're seeing these signs that were presented in America with white onlys. And you have to ask yourself, what is the goal and what is the real agenda? Are you trying to go ahead and be exclusive with your kids so your kids don't get diversity? And if you do, then what is that really about? So check it out. Go ahead and look up these articles. This is definitely media coverage that needs to be covered because these are the small pebbles that turn into tidal waves of racism, hatred, and problems in our society.
The sign was spotted in Port Coquitlam by social media page Black Vancouver and offers children the chance to...
So I saw a lot of comments talking about, oh, isn't it racist that, like, Black Vancouver, isn't that, like, racist? A group only for Black people. A lot of people forget that these groups are support groups for people within that community. Anyone can go and support that group. There are groups for people in society who are disadvantaged. It's not always racialized either. There are groups for single moms. There are groups for single dads. There are groups for bigger families. There are groups for families who are below the poverty line. And they're made to help these people who otherwise don't do the best at being able to provide things for themselves. Black Vancouver sheds light on Black issues. If the group was White Vancouver and they wanted to show support for whatever, it's a bit weird, but that's none of our business. If we want to support White Vancouver, we can support White Vancouver. The problem is this is a service that discriminates against other groups in society. They refuse service to other groups in society on the basis of race. That, in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, is discrimination. Because you can join Black Vancouver, you can join Black Lives Matter. No one's specifically saying no whites allowed. But that is a huge sign, literally saying whites only. That brings us back to a point in time where society was segregated. And you can argue, yes, sure, if this one daycare wants to have only white people, let's let them. And sure, that would be the case. If they don't want us around, we shouldn't want to be around them. But it plants this idea in everybody's mind that that is okay and that behavior is okay. Don't need to worry about schools and restaurants being segregated again. But it is worrisome that in 2023, there is a business that is segregated. But on the other hand, it is a good way to weed out people who hold a specific kind of prejudice and racism.
A sign for a whites-only mom and tot...
I find it absolutely fascinating that they did not already experience what is the whiteness of the mom-baby parenting family space. I know I live in Prince George, British Columbia, which is historically, not diverse, not like it is in the Lower Mainland, but anytime that I attended, a parenting group or a baby group or a festival in the Lower Mainland when I was visiting my family, I would just be me and a bunch of other white people. The baby space, the parenting space, mom and tot groups, they're not seen as safe spaces for ethnicities, for otherness, and it's a huge problem that we all need to be really working on. And I don't think that you should let this trick you into this idea that baby groups are these beautifully diverse places, because they're not. Typically, they're not. I mean, we see that online.
A whites-only moms and tots group. The signs invite European families to escape forced diversity and spend time amongst their own people. The posters included a link to an online group chat which has dozens of members as of Monday morning. CBC located some of the signs near Coquitlam Centre.
Disgust. Yeah, pure and simple. It was offensive in the extreme. It was stupid.
The city of Port Coquitlam called the posters vile garbage that doesn't belong in the community. It says it plans to remove any new posters that are put up on public property.
It's not going to work because you're teaching your children hate. You're teaching your children exclusivity. You're excluding everybody. There's no inclusion here at all.
Both the cities have asked residents to report other signs to the RCMP. Coquitlam RCMP said they're investigating to determine if any criminality was involved.
So this is all I got from the stitches, and I don't know, man. I think I love it each time they bring themselves out and, like, try to expose themselves. So we don't have to. We have to also be careful when we are around them and all that. And I don't think I had a problem with them saying they want a safe space, because they have always been in a safe space. I don't know the kind of space they are looking for. Maybe they want to go to the Mars, to find a space where they will be free. And where, like they said, where Black people will not have to bother them and all that. So that they will be who they are and show themselves the kind of people they are. And it's amazing how, like, they don't want to feel like the minorities, so that, it's, oh my God. I really don't know how to explain this, but these people are really wild on a serious note. They are very wild. Like, they are running away from Black people because they don't want to be treated like minority. So they know there will be a time when the table is gonna turn, when they are gonna be the minority and all that. I mean, that really is cracking me up, because, like, they are the ones saying it, though. I did not say anything, because if you check the chat, there was a chat that leaked, where they were talking about Black people and using some racial slurs in the comment, like in the group chat. So this is the kind of space this is the kind of safe space they are looking for, where they will be among themselves and show they talk about so many things about Black people and use the racial slurs, and nobody will have to hold them accountable for what they are doing. You can imagine this kind of, like, the kind of life they want and all that. I looked at it, I was like, you all are playing you. On the serious note, they are playing themselves, because they are not playing me, but trying to play Black people. They are playing themselves. And I hope one day, like, they are learning and using the racial slurs in their own houses. I hope they say it one day to somebody that do not take bullshit. Someone that will knock them off. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say, actually, but let them keep wilding. Let them keep doing what they are doing. Actually, we are also looking for safe space where we do not even also want them around, like, where we can be with. You heard what the woman said. She went the son or the one of the child in school, that they were using racial slur on the child, and the child came back home and started calling her darky or blackie, right? These people will never change. This is where I am going to draw the curtain. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.